What if I told you there's a secret to building a mind that is completely unbreakable? A way to ensure that no person, no setback, no loss could ever truly shatter your inner peace. It sounds like a superpower, right? Well, it's a power that was taught over 2,000 years ago by a man named Epictetus. And what's incredible is that Epictetus started his life as a slave. He endured hardship that you and I can barely imagine. Yet he became one of the most influential thinkers of the ancient world, teaching emperors and common people alike how to find freedom and tranquility, not by changing the world around them, but by mastering the world within them. And today, I'm going to share his most fundamental secret with you. His core teaching starts with a simple but life-altering observation. He says that everything in life falls into one of two categories: things that are in our power and things that are not. That's it. That's the foundation for everything. So what's in our power? Epictetus is very specific. It's your opinions, your motivations, your desires, your aversions, basically everything that is a direct product of your own mind, your choices, your will. On the other hand, what's not in our power? Pretty much everything else. Your body, whether it gets sick or injured. Your possessions, they can be lost or stolen. Your reputation, you can't control what other people think of you. The actions of others, the economy, the weather, you get the idea. These things, he says, are external. They are not truly yours. Now, here's where it gets powerful. Epictetus says that all human suffering, all anxiety, frustration, and fear comes from a single mistake. We confuse these two categories. We try to control things that are not in our power, and we neglect the things that are. Think about it. You get stuck in a traffic jam and you get furious. You're trying to control the traffic, which is impossible. You get a negative comment online and you're devastated for hours. You're trying to control the opinions of a stranger, which you can't. You desperately want to win a competition, and when you don't, you feel like a failure. You've pinned your happiness on an outcome that was never fully yours to decide. In all these cases, you've handed over your peace of mind to something external. You've made yourself a slave to things you cannot control. Epictetus' solution is radical. He tells you to make a deal with yourself. You must decide to care, truly and deeply, only about what is in your power. And for everything else, you must learn to be indifferent. Not in a cold, uncaring way, but in a calm, accepting way. Imagine you're the captain of a ship. You can't control the wind, the sea, or the storm. It's pointless to get angry at the waves, but you can control the rudder, the sails, and your own actions as a captain. A good captain doesn't waste energy screaming at the storm. They focus all their skill and attention on steering the ship, on doing their job correctly regardless of the weather. Your mind is your ship.
The external world is the weather. Your job is to be a good captain. Let's break this down with some real-life examples he gives. He says, men are disturbed not by things, but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things. This is huge. It's not the event itself, but your judgment about the event that causes you pain. The traffic jam isn't inherently bad. It's just cars on a road. Your opinion that this is a disaster, it's ruining my day, is what creates the suffering. A person's insult isn't what hurts you, it's your belief that their words have the power to diminish you. Epictetus would say that if you're upset, you should never blame others. You should look inward and blame your own opinions. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also incredibly empowering. If your own judgments are the source of your pain, it means you have the power to change them. You have the power to stop the pain. This leads to his advice on desire and aversion. He says you should be very careful about what you want and what you try to avoid. If you desire things outside your control, like wealth, a promotion, or a specific person's love, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. because you can't guarantee you'll get them. And if you try to avoid things outside your control, like sickness, poverty, or death, you are setting yourself up for constant fear and anxiety. So what's the solution? You have to retrain your desires. Instead of desiring a promotion, desire to do your job with excellence and integrity. That's in your control. Instead of avoiding sickness, focus on living a healthy lifestyle to the best of your ability. That's in your control. You shift your focus from the external outcome to your internal effort and character. If you do this, you will never be unfortunate because you will only want what you are capable of achieving. Now, here's one of the most challenging and often misunderstood ideas in Stoicism. Epictetus talks about how to deal with possessions and even loved ones. He says you should never say of anything, "I have lost it," but only, "I have returned it." Is your child dead? You have returned them. Is your wife dead? You have returned her. Has your property been taken away? That has also been returned. This sounds incredibly cold and heartless to our modern ears, but you have to understand the mindset behind it. It's not about not loving, it's about understanding the nature of reality. Everything in the external world is impermanent. Nothing is truly yours forever. It's all on loan from the universe. So when you kiss your child or your spouse, he advises you to quietly remind yourself, "I am kissing a mortal." Not to be morbid, but to cherish the present moment more deeply and to prepare your mind for the inevitable so that when it comes, it doesn't shatter you. It's not about not loving. It's about appreciating more without the crippling fear of loss that comes from a false sense of ownership. He uses a beautiful analogy of life as a banquet. Imagine you're at a dinner party. A dish is being passed around. When it comes to you, you reach out your hand and take a polite portion. If the dish passes you by, you don't get upset or try to grab it. If it hasn't reached you yet, you don't stretch your desire towards it, you simply wait your turn. This, he says, is how you should treat life. The dishes are things like promotions, wealth, relationships, and honors. Take what comes to you gracefully, but don't desperately cling to things or long for what others have. And he adds a higher level. If you can get to a point where you don't even take the dish when it's offered, content with what you have, then you are truly worthy of sitting at the table of the gods. You have achieved true freedom. So how do you actually practice this? It's not enough to just understand the theory. Epictetus was all about practical application. He gives you exercises. The first and most important one is to constantly be on guard with your impressions. When something happens and you feel a rush of emotion, anger, fear, desire, he tells you to pause. Don't let it carry you away. Say to yourself, you are just an impression and not at all what you appear to be. Then, you examine it with the rule you've learned. Does this concern things that are in my power or things that are not in my power? If it concerns things not in your power, like what someone else just said about you, have this response ready in your heart. This is nothing to me. It's a mental filter that you apply to every single experience. It takes constant practice, but it builds a fortress around your mind. Another exercise is what we now call negative visualization. He says, keep death and exile before your eyes every day, along with everything that seems terrible. Again, this isn't about being a pessimist. It's an emotional fire drill. By contemplating worst-case scenarios, you rob them of their power to shock you. If you've already thought about losing your job or getting sick, when something less terrible happens, like your car breaking down, you're more likely to handle it with calm and perspective. You're training your resilience in advance. He also stresses the importance of starting small. Don't try to become a perfect sage overnight. He says, if a little oil is spilled or a little wine stolen, say to yourself, this is the price of tranquility. If your cup breaks, don't get upset. Just recognize that fragile things break. Start by practicing with these small everyday annoyances. If you can handle a broken cup with grace, you're training the same mental muscle you'll need to handle a much bigger loss. Every small inconvenience is a training opportunity. Every frustrating person is your sparring partner in the gym of virtue. One of the most profound roles he asks you to adopt is that of an actor in a play. He says, remember that you are an actor in a drama of such a kind as the author pleases to make it. If short, of a short one. If long, of a long one.
If it is his pleasure that you should act a poor man, a cripple, a governor, or a private person, See that you act it naturally. For this is your business. To act well the character assigned you. To choose it is another's. This is a radical reframing of your place in the world. Your job isn't to complain about your role. Your job isn't to wish you had a different script. Your job is to play whatever part you've been given with dignity, skill, and virtue. There is honor in playing the part of a janitor well, just as there is in playing the part of a king well. Your worth is not determined by your role, but by the quality of your performance. So, what does this all mean for you, right now, living in the 21st century? It means you have a choice. You can continue to let your happiness be a pinball, bounced around by external events, social media likes, other people's opinions, and the endless stream of news. Or you can decide to take back control. You can build your fortress. You can become the calm captain of your own ship. This ancient wisdom isn't about being passive or emotionless. It's about being strategically invincible in the one area that truly matters, your own mind. It's about choosing where you invest your energy. Are you going to invest it in things you can't control, leading to frustration and anxiety? Or are you going to invest it in being the best version of yourself, cultivating your own character, and finding a deep, unshakable peace that no one can ever take away from you? The path isn't easy. Epictetus warns that people might mock you. They'll say, "Suddenly he's come back to us a philosopher." They won't understand why you're not getting upset about the same old things. But you must hold firm to what you know is best, because true freedom and happiness are the prize. So I want you to try it. For the rest of today, just try to notice. Notice when you get upset, anxious, or angry. And when you do, ask yourself that one simple question Epictetus taught us. Is the thing that's bothering me in my power or not in my power? If it's not in your power, practice saying to yourself, "This is nothing to me." It might feel strange at first, but it's the first step on a path to a kind of freedom you may have never thought possible. The path to an unbreakable mind.